sorry about that, but you decided to turn off. But listen to just said, oh my god, you cannot make this shit up. Like, by the way, people need to stop saying that because that was my channel's name for this. You can make this shit up, but it's crap, not shit. So let's. She has no problem at the discipline, y'all.
With the manner of discipline here. And I really
They are a cow. They are absolutely cow when Chris disciplined Sebastian. What the fuck are you talking about? Listen to this.
action you're never going to do because you love your children, right? You take away their devices and make them feel like their world's coming to an end for a week, and then that's the end of it, right? But in these cases, these parents are ultra violent or just have no idea how enraged they have become before disciplining their children. These are young children, and in my opinion, a 3-year-old should never understand what a belt feels like at 3 years old.
Absolutely.
Now, again, I know that some people don't like punishment at all. They don't like any type of physical punishment at all. It probably has to do with their own personal childhood trauma that makes them like
Not psychiatrist, but still never got straight.
that, and that's fine. Everybody comes from will be appropriate. Okay. All right, now we're back into business. So Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, as many of you guys know, disappeared. I personally believe that he disappeared on February 25th, which was Sunday. I just produced a video to all of you guys, and it seems like everything that Chris Proudfoot, the stepfather, talked about, screaming at Seth, by the way, screaming.
Oh my god. Oh fuck it. Please. Oh my god. Man, that's an ugly.
You know where my parents were. You know that they weren't around, Katie and Sebastian.
Gundam. Seth's husband Easter is causing trouble. So don't sit there and let Seth through. Because you know Seth has that abuse history. On the other hand, Kay doesn't. You just brought her because he had to go back to Coconuts meat, honey.
You know where they were on Sunday. Why? And referenced Monday as the missing date. I don't know if Christopher has ever referenced, unless he was keeping to a script. Have we ever heard him reference that Sebastian disappeared on?
So, if you're sticking to a script, how come Seth has it? Seth has changed history every time.
On the 26th, other than he assumes he walked out of the front door and locked it behind him?
He idiot. Not make you think he did walk out. Not his permit. Nobody to this case.
Between midnight and 6 a.m.? Other than that, publicly, his internal feelings when he's put on the spot, when he's frustrated, when the truth just comes out because
that wasn't the truth. That wasn't the truth. Chris was right. His plan was never to be.
Because he's not thinking clearly, because he's allowed himself to get worked up.
Because people have baited him like Seth. Seth is a manipulator. He has given Sebastian night terrors.
Sunday night. But either way you look at it, what happened Sunday night? Sunday night at 9:43, Katie Proudfoot calls her husband and they stay on the phone for an
That's not a crime.
extended period of time. And I have to believe that time of the evening on a Sunday, I guarantee there were probably very few times that they've talked that long on a Sunday during that time frame. And I think law enforcement can absolutely prove that with their phone records.
Honey, not cops, not easy. But go ahead, make yourself look like a dumbass.
But again,
Broken.
when we're here with Matt, which I just realized I closed his thing down. I'm having some technical issues. I may have to, give me a second. I might have to do, why doesn't, I hit mute and it keeps going. Okay, so let me figure out what is going on with my technical side of things. It's like you can never get it right, ever, on StreamYard.
No, Blondie, that's different. Sorry.
It is always a problem. We'll listen to this, but that is super important because she says when she realized what happened, who did she call for help? She called her significant other. Who did Candace Bly call for help? Her significant other. Who did Katie Proud?
No, like, not my do is that Sebastian had autism, and as everybody knows, you do tend to look. I don't care what you said. Seth was probably abusing him by straining him.
Proudfoot call her significant other. So you're seeing a common theme among.
Okay, common theme is that the Rose has not been arrested. The Rose is not responsible for their child going missing.
These
So is Kate. You're not responsible.
People that I believe are horrible people that do.
No, you stop them and harass them. You know, that's it. That's a hell of a person. You don't give a shit about rights.
Horrible things to their children. Just me personally.
Yeah, because you're living in a fucking delusional.
So hopefully I backed it up. I think I got it.
Oh, don't care about him. He's a liar. But that's okay.
I mean, it is a reasonable question to ask because a child apparently went inside a home, just like this child did, and never left the home, similar to this child. We have.
But the mother confessed. That's a different case. The woman have not confessed. The cop says no for a play. And I believe that.
A similar connection where this mother calls the significant other for assistance. A lot of the same elements exist in this case with this little 3-year-old. I don't know how to handle it.
They drove around a little bit before returning back home.
What are you trying to prove? All 3 cases are different. The Prophet Service, the Rose of Paul. I don't know about this one.
Putting Nola's deceased body in.
Shows a blob carrying a blob. So not a square, not a suitcase, but
not Chris O'Kee, not Sebastian. Go with that picture.
A heavy oblong blob. So I don't think.
What is the picture of a blob? You fucking moron.
Think a suitcase is necessarily missing from the Proudfoot home, but something is. And it makes you wonder The chest plate hasn't been used for a long time with Sebastian. My understanding, anyways.
Actually drew out a map where he believed that Darian Randall left Nola's body, and that is ultimately what allowed authorities to find Nola deceased in a suitcase on Dune Drive.
My question is, why do so many men jump into gear for their woman? Why would somebody that has nothing to do with a death of a child insert themselves? I mean, I don't know.
Hi, Pooh.
I'm sorry. You on your own, boo. I ain't touching shit. You know what I'm doing? I'm calling 911. You got 15 minutes to get your crap and start running. That's about as much as I'm giving you. What is going through these people's minds that they actually come home?
But you're wrong in the Sebastian Wainwright case. You're wrong in the Summer Rose. I'm sorry to say. I just lied.
And help. Like, I mean, I've got a line in the sand. Like, I'm a ride or die with my best friend, right? But there's still a line in the sand. She my best friend, but there's just some things. Nope.
Bullshit.
Nope. I don't get it. That's just insane to me.
This was in, but we're seeing it.
Sorry, that little girl's face, she melts my heart, that little smile. I just, there's so many times I gotta, and right now, all I do have to compare, you guys can beat me up. That's okay. I'll take it. You guys beat me up because I talk about animals when I talk about kids, but it's because
You're not the same thing. Just much harder.
my fur baby's my baby, right? And so I got some experience. My girl's just a
You will never a medal. You will step medal. Okay? That's different. I want to start grandparent. Those rules of being a mother, being a great mother, and being a step grandma, just a compare. You don't have to raise her. You don't have to feed her. You don't have to worry about your kids. The mom does.
year-old.
We're saying.
About to come up to our 1-year anniversary actually together closer to the end of this month. And I got to tell you, sometimes she gets me so frustrated. She's a perfect little puppy. I mean, for being a puppy, but still, puppies are puppies, right? The paper, I got shreds of paper, no matter how many times I sweep, there's a flurry of paper coming out somewhere. This damn dog has tore up.
That's called discipline. You don't have it in that house. You just put it in hands on your mother, your ex-husband, right, baby?
Get her tissue, it's all over the place. It's like, this little girl would be so spoiled. It just it angers me.
I'm sorry, but you're not like a good mother. Are you thinking you can put a dog or a child? It's not the same difference.
Cover so many of these cases so much that it's just it angers me. What is going on with these parents?
Why are you so butthurt about next Wednesday? Why are you so butthurt?
How do you not value life, let alone your own life? But it went something like this. My child didn't ask to be brought into this world, so I owe my child everything. My child owes me nothing. And I think about that over and over again.
You don't have any children, so you can't brush them. You cannot sit there and talk. Sorry, buddy. And
how true it is. Just like we can't tell, we have no control who we're born from, We have no control what color our eyes are, our hair are, our skin is. We have no control what disabilities we're born with. We have no control what part of the world we're born in. We have no control as babies for any decisions. We damn sure didn't ask to be brought into this world, but the least you can do is, if you do bring us into this world, if you can't take care of us, give us to somebody that can.
Not to you. Look at you track the arrest record.
And keep your mugs off of us, right?
Because Seth does. Seth hits and yells and screams at Betty Boo. I'm sorry. Seth does all these abusive things to Sebastian, but he's not called that out. Clay and Crystal abuse him. Seth did.
We don't want babies being abused. They have a right to life.
No shit.
You forced that upon them. Every one of your children you forced life upon.
What the hell are you talking about?
The least you can do is make it the best life you can possibly make it for them, and come from a place of decency and caring. That's the least a parent can do for a child. And again, in today's society, if you can't take care of your child, or your child is an unwanted pregnancy, you have options. Nobody's forcing you to keep these children.
But you say you're a Republican? Are you fucking kidding me? You promoting abortion? You dumb fuck? What? I'm gonna promote that shit. I'm gonna promote that shit. Wow. No value for life.
We have a variety of ways that you can anonymously give your child. Transgender doesn't mean that you can just be an a-hole or treat a parent like crap. There's other things that go along with it other than just transgender, I would assume. So I think maybe that, especially not knowing what's going on behind their closed doors, that's just because the child's transgender and disowned doesn't mean that he disowned the child because of transgender. Reset my system. I hate frickin' StreamYard. I will never refer this company. I'm kind of stuck with it because I don't have the time to redo all of my intro crap and move it to another system. So when I do find the time to do that, I'm out of here. I do not like StreamYard. Find yourself a different streaming service. This stream service is highly expensive and it sucks. They need audio engineers, better audio engineers if they have them. Because whatever they're doing, whenever you're on.
You're so dumb. You couldn't let StreamYard. It's so fucking easy. You dumb fuck. How are you not able? What do you do like you trying? You just run out at your mouth and people give you money to give for you to give out misinformation and fake news? You don't know room to talk about yourself. I kind of do because that goes my specialty in cards. But I'm gonna never know. It's like, even though I gave up a year to my niece. I gave up, let me face that. I took a year off to help raise my niece. And she was a baby at this time. But unless I improve it, unless it, vice versa. Yes, she doesn't know what it's like to be worried about this one.
On a MacBook computer, if your defaults aren't exact, it will screw your whole entire system up. That is an
probably
maybe it'll screw it up and then reset it so I can set it. I don't know. I just
dumb.
Their show, and even though it was part of our intro, in this show, we're saving Travis Decker for the crime stories. But because I missed it yesterday and this is the first show of the day, I am going to play it for you because, again,
in the Blewett Pass area and urged the public to remain vigilant in the Blewett Pass and Highway 97 areas. The authorities received a clue from a hiking group that they found a lonely hiker in Enchantments who seemed unprepared for the trail and weather conditions and was avoiding others. The tracking team immediately took action based on the information and found a lonely off-road hiker on a helicopter near Lake Kolchak. When the helicopter passed by, he escaped. Ground staff subsequently dispatched Police Dog Team 9 to track the person to the entrance of Ingalls Creek Trail. Investigators believe that the person may be Decker, who has not appeared for 12 days since the discovery of his daughter's body near Leavenworth earlier this month. Officials have requested hikers who have visited Enchantments in the past week to report any suspicious sightings. Tourists who travel alone on foot in the area are also required to call the reporting hotline so that investigators can confirm their identity and rule out suspicion. Chelan County has issued an alert advising residents living along Highway 97 to lock their homes and vehicles. If any clues are found, please contact the authorities immediately. If you see a suspect, do not attempt to contact or approach them.
All right, so that's kind of your disclaimer for that, and we're going to be getting over into more topics of discussion related to Lily and Jack Sullivan. Lily and Jack Sullivan disappeared from their home in Nova Scotia, Garlock Road, Nova Scotia, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, Canada, and have not been seen or heard. Remember, let me ask you guys this. Remember how I asked you guys or told you guys that part of my bias is this whole substance abuse element, and I feel like Daniel's manipulative. Thank you, Andrea. I'll get to it. If I haven't read it, it's not going to be for this show. I have to read everything before I bring it up.
Why?
But remember how I said that was what's bothering me is how manipulative I feel that he is, that he's really kind of in front of the camera. He's begging for